Jackson Meadows Straight Funk with me. Hope you're doing well. I like the Dancing Rabbit golf text line today because there's a lot of strong opinions on it. As far as Sark, Ole Miss fans are in defensive mode. Like, you know, the Lane thing was something, and then Sark piled on. Not to the extent of Lane, but I think they're in that spot where they're like, you know, fighting mad. Dancing Rabbit golf text line. I'd like to get your reaction. How do you feel about it? Lane's Vanity Fair piece plus his interview with Big Cat. What's it called?
Pardon my take.
Big Cat and Lane had some really good chemistry in that interview.
Oh, yeah.
And Lane will say, as he said, and we can drop Lane's audio from yesterday, but he mentioned, you know, basically I'll say whatever I want in an interview, which I love. And I need more from Sark. I need more from Kirby Smart, more from Lane, and whoever else wants to jump in. You have to either be winning or at a big brand or people think you're going to win. There's several coaches in the league that aren't going to say anything. You don't ever hear from them because they're either losing or not interested or both, or interesting or both, right? I mean, nobody cares what Alex Golesh thinks. Now, you win some games? Yeah. Hell, Kalen DeBoer is just, you know, quiet. And yet he's been far, far, far from a failure in Tuscaloosa, because they did go to the college football playoff. They went and won a road game at Oklahoma. You know, they didn't pull one of the G5 schools. And, you know, but then they got smoked by Indiana. So it's a weird taste in the Bama fan. They can't really figure out what, you know, do we like him? Do we not like him? Anyway, I will say for Pete Golding, this anti-Lane stuff just helps Pete because it makes Ole Miss fans love Pete even more. Because Pete's still theirs. Pete was there while Lane was there. Pete's Deer Camp Pete. He's Buckshot Pete, right? You know, he's beer on the tailgate, barbecue sandwich, you know, sauce running down your hand, a good afternoon with a cold beer. That's Pete. That's Pete Golding. That's not Lane. That's not Sark. That is more Kirby. Kirby's definitely got some, you know, Deer Camp curbs and cold beer and a barbecue sandwich 15, 20 minutes outside of Athens at some unbelievable dive bar. So Mr. DX on the Dancing Rabbit golf text line says Ole Miss is the highest rated basket weaving university in the SEC. That's pretty funny.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Look, this Lane Kiffin Ole Miss thing's not going to die down. Lane can't say anything to put the genie back in the bottle, or that Ole Miss fans will say, okay, I'm better.
Right.
There's not. And so I think just whatever he says is just going to get worse. Even at times, he meant to do what he did, I think, on some of the Vanity Fair. Although I think he's just talking. He's also like, I'm just talking honestly. Because that's Lane's really, he was like that at Ole Miss. He's really transparent. I mean, he's one that will say what's on his mind, good or bad. But Lane built Ole Miss into a national brand and elevated the program for a second. It won't stay there. But now he's proving exactly why people say he's a mercenary coach with zero emotional attachment. The question is that just the modern college football, or is Lane uniquely built for chaos? I think Lane's built for chaos because, and I can't say it enough, he doesn't care at all. He doesn't care what Alabama fans think about him, Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas, Southern Cal, Tennessee, where he left them at midnight, you know, holding the bag right for signing day. All right, let me switch gears to Mississippi State baseball. You're definitely Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You have some good players. You only have one starter right now, Tomas. If McPherson can come back in a good way, then you might have a shot to do some things. If he doesn't, you're probably going to be in a good spot to win a regional and lose a super regional. But if McPherson turns the corner in the next few days, which could definitely happen, and has a good outing in the regional, and you win that, then you go into a super with 2 pitchers. And I agree with what Nick or whoever said here. If you don't have 2 starters, it's probably not going to happen. I understand it did in 2021 with Will Bednar, and then you kind of pieced it together. But, guys, you had some different pieces on that team.
Yeah.
And it's just not this. We try to go back and say, well, this happened, so this will happen. And that's not the case. So it's nowhere close to the same team, same players. And Landon Sims was the best closer in college baseball. And that also counts for something. And he could go for a while when he needed to. Landon wasn't a 1-inning dude if he didn't need to be. But with Tomas, and that's it, and then your bullpen is totally hit and miss. I mean, you got some talent, but you're going to need guys to really, make a step the next 6-7 months of summer ball and fall ball. Some won't make the cut because they're going to bring in new players, and some will. And you just got to kind of see how it. I mean, Jack Bauer, they're going to want back, even though he's still hit and miss. And there'll be others. I mean, we already mentioned McPherson and Tomas and that deal. And I think Duke Stone is still a guy that you fight to bring back. I don't know if Charlie Foster will be, but we'll just have to see how that all. You know what? O'Connor and Parker will lock down for hours and figure that out, and who they want to retain and who's just not going to make it. And that's okay. And who they want to go after to complete the staff. But it's just not I think you're pretty good to good sometimes, but you're far from damn good. Now, if any of these, we talked about it, if you get hot or Ole Miss gets hot or West Virginia or, if you get hot,
That's all.
and things start all of a sudden cooking, different. But Auburn looks a little bit different than you do. Georgia looks a little bit different than you do. Texas A&M. But we'll see with McPherson. It's going to be probably whether or not he can do it. They decided not to throw him yesterday. Somebody mentioned Tyler Pitzer as starter number 3. Could be something to scratch around on, no doubt about it. It's National Road Trip Day. Man, I've been on some road trips. Augusta National, Phoenix Open, Waste Management. The Washington, D.C. trip this past week was awesome. That wasn't sport. Well, no, I don't guess I did any sports, but
R&D.
I thought about some sports.
Yeah.
It was R&D for food. Man, the Ambar, the Mediterranean place we went to, sushi place we went to, St. Anhelm in the Union Market, Steakhouse. Lobby Bar was incredible. It's where a lot of the lobbyists hang out. That was cool. Mike Detillier at 8:30.
that's a joke to me.
Basket weaving. Yoga. Oh, man. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds show. Mike Detillier, baby. He'll join us on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Coming up in 15 minutes, he'll join us on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. Bundle your auto and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent.
You gonna show me the money.
Oh, that's what Eddie O said.
You gonna show me the money.
He said that to Lane Kiffin. He said
You gonna show me the money.
that's what's going to happen. And he said, hire me and tell me what my budget is. And Lane said, unlimited. And he said, I'm going to get players. I think Lane wants to sign 2 classes, top 3 classes back to back, and totally take his portal down to like 8 to 10 players a year, like in Ohio State. And he knows he can do that at LSU. And that's the more ideal way to win and sustain winning is through high school especially LSU high school recruiting. And their MO, you heard it 3 months ago, is to sign the number 1 class. And Lane wants to go back-to-back, top 3, top 4 classes and cut this thing down significantly as far as adding portal players. He's great with adding a QB and putting a veteran in that room all the time or pressure on one of his 4 or 5-star blue blood guys. And look, he's going to go get an edge rusher every year. And he's going to add a tackle every year. And then they're going to pick and choose. They're going to pick and choose like Ohio State. But Lane wants to sign, about 50 players, I think, the next 2 years and get that right. They had a good class this past year in a short period of time, high school wise, and get that thing, get the thing right and see if he can scale this. And maybe 8 to 10 is a little too low, but he wants to get out of the 30, 32, 30, it's just not, it's not going to work every year. You're not going to hit. No one is. And so, because you're not going to hit, even some of your elite high school classes don't hit. I mean, sometimes the program that lands the number 2 class or the program that lands the number 6 class is much better than the program who got the number 2 class. Just by 2 or 3 players that were just dynamite, edge rusher and great tight end, like you land a Brock Bowers or something like that, right? Did I go over I think it was a really good year for Mississippi State baseball.
Yeah.
I do. It's not over.
No.
But
even if it was, it'd still be a really good year.
yeah, I mean, you won a bunch of games. You're in the top 15 RPI. You survived. You lost your ace. I know Tomas eventually got moved, but McPherson was your dude. I mean, good Lord. He had some good outings. I mean, he's great against Arizona State. You lost your guy. No, you didn't ever get an ace, so to speak, on the back end in the bullpen. Ben Davis is, more than solid. And you piece this thing together. And it's probably skewed younger than O'Connor and Parker wanted to.
Do you think that has anything to do with the reason they're in the position they're in? Not a national seed?
Which one?
Well,
I think if McPherson had stayed healthy,
right,
you could have gotten a national seed. May not have, but could have.
If they lose the regional.
Okay. People are going to be...
It's good. They're going to view it as a failure.
Jumping off the ledge.
Right. They're going to view it as a failure or they're not.
Which
is wrong. Right? Sure, you expect to win them, but either way, the season's not a failure, win or lose.
No, I don't think it's a total failure. You really want to get to a super, but like I said, you really don't have the front line or back end pitching. You've got some nice pieces. Tomas is really good, and then it's just I don't know. I mean, you lost 5-3 yesterday. You didn't lose 11-3. But you have to score 6 or more runs because your record says so.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to score 6 or more runs to win. You're 5-11 when scoring 5 runs or less. I mean, I think that's what it is. Without overthink, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're 5-11 when you score 5 runs or less. You have had teams that can win 4-2. McMahon, Cohen, I guess Lamonis, I don't remember. But this is not a team that's built to win 3-1.
They hit the long ball.
Yeah, and they couldn't get the big hit yesterday.
Yeah.
And so there it is. And 0-4 against Georgia is not going to sit well because Georgia's a football program. Will Coggin, the big boy, big time Georgia assistant who spent 8 years at Mississippi State. Yeah. And Wes Johnson was there for a year. They have done a fantastic job. Let's see, he was a Will Coggin, who's Wes Johnson's number 1 assistant. He was a player at Mississippi State. Looks like 07-08. Student assistant under Cohen for what looks like 4 years. Then he left St. John's River State College, returned to MSU in 2015. Cohen would eventually step down to become AD in 2016. It looks like then he was maybe retained for a minute or two under some guys. I don't remember. Maybe Canizero kept him for a minute and Henderson. And then, look, man, this guy, he's been good. He's been damn good. And Georgia's.
They've been so good.
Yeah.
Wes Johnson's 3-year record right now. 130-46.
That's impressive.
That is. He's won 43 ball games every year.
And they hit the long ball.
Yes, they do.
And Wes is a pitching coach. But
yeah.
he and Will Coggin looked at something. I don't know what analytics, numbers, whatever. Not that they can't pitch it well to a certain extent, but they hit the long. I mean, they were throwing the numbers up throughout the day. Their homers since 2024 are way ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I know Condon played a little role in that, but still.
That's one player, though.
I know. They were still, everyone's jacking it.
I was about to say, I mean, when you hit 400 and something homers, that's what it is. Yeah, I think it was 4. They were throwing it up throughout the day. I was at Martin's in Livingston, and I was kind of talkie and watching. You know,
that's a lot of long balls.
Yeah. So Will Coggin's got some magic. No wonder John Cohen loved him as a potential. You know, he's still young, but he's been the number 1 assistant at Georgia for 3 years, which is awesome for him. MSU alum, and Wes Johnson, who a lot of people didn't like, but he can get it done. I mean, he was at Arkansas, either MSU and then Arkansas, or Arkansas MSU, then the Twins, then LSU with Skeens.
Yeah,
maybe, and then Georgia the last 3 years.
Yeah, he was there in 23.
Okay, yeah, maybe that was a year after Skeens.
Golly, they've hit. That means they're hitting jacks.
You're damn right they are.
Game after game.
Well, think about what they did in Starkville.
That's a good point.
Before you could even get in your seat with the Dr. Pepper and nachos, the ball was flying out of the ballpark in Starkville.
Right.
Hey, we're the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We're brought to you by Flora Butcher. Great cuts of steaks, amazing fresh seafood. Flora's, what's happened to that town's amazing. And then Flora Butcher's sister business is Rain Cellars, beautiful wine and spirit store. Mike Detillier coming up next on the Out of Bounds Show. Eddie O has now joined Lane Train at LSU.
despicable. It's really despicable.
A guy named Sliced Bread.
Oh,
We have a saying around our place, we eat off the floor. And if you're willing to eat off the floor, you can be special.
Oh, goodness gracious. Good morning. Welcome in. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN.
Why would I have any interest in coaching college football?
We love you, Mike Tomlin. We're streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app. You can watch the show right now on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Our YouTube channel is on fire. Out of Bounds Sports on YouTube. And the show is powered by Sound, and Communications. Your next video wall for your school, business, church, lobby, arenas, they've done it all. SoundcomAV.com. Your next video wall is powered by Sound and Communication. We got Mike D, LSU Insider, Mike Detillier, WWL Radio. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. Mike, you and Coach O grew up together. You're close. When did you know that Coach O was going to join Lane Kiffin's staff?
Well, I'll start from the beginning. First time he ever even talked to me about coaching again was almost a year ago at this time. I had knee replacement, and he got put into the Bayou Sports Hall of Fame. And the first time he mentions it to me is that he wanted to come back and coach again. And I was like, okay. I said, you're looking for a head coaching job? He was like, no, it doesn't have to be a head coaching job. He said it could be a defensive line, coach and that sort of thing. And so it's the first he mentioned ever since he had left LSU about him wanting to come back and coach. And I guess this was late in the season last year. I have to do LSU pregame, and this was final LSU Oklahoma regular season game. And we spoke because it's not 5 minutes from my house from here to Baton Rouge, and we started talking about it, and I could tell that he wanted to come back. He wanted to be at LSU. I knew there would be some hoops that he would have to jump through. Because, when you leave like that, even though he had some success and, pieced together a 2019 team, which is arguably the greatest college team ever, but, it didn't end well at all. I wondered, if maybe some of the powers to be would want him back, because I knew how close he was to Coach Kiffin. And this was a little over a week ago. I asked him to come on with me, Sports Talk. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And sure enough, I see that he is working with Richard Anderson, the freshman defensive tackle at LSU at one of the workout places in Baton Rouge. It's the first indication to me that, I wonder if we're getting closer here. And then he tells me I'm on vacation in Mexico. So that sort of derailed things. And then I started to hear some of the hoofbeats that they were getting closer to a deal. Actually, the day before, it was actually announced by LSU. So I'm glad for him. College football's better with him in it. He is a unique personality, and that, to be in a room with him, he's like a rock star, to be honest with you. Sean McVay has a story about when he got married. Coincidentally, Ed was on the West Coast at that time. Him and his wife had a weekend that they went to the West Coast and spent some time there. Ed's got some friends there after all those years at Southern Cal. And Sean McVay's getting married. And Sean McVay tells the story about, man, they have all these coaches and athletes, poolside, and everybody's talking and, this and that. And he said, who's the star? Coach O. I'm like, what? You got to be kidding me. And so, so, he has become that. He's a magnet. Like him or don't like him, he's become, almost like a rock star here. If you're around him, it's amazing. We both sort of grew up, same sort of time frame, everything else. He's a year younger than me and everything, but to see the personality with him, and so now it's a different world, and him and I have talked about this numerous times on the air, off the air, about, hey, it's a different world. It's much more of a transactional world of college sports than ever before, but always great relationships. He's got recruiting stories that are unbelievable, that one day when it's all said and done, man, somebody, probably Bruce Feldman, because Bruce has wrote 2 books with him already, but it's great to have him back here. He knows every high school coach. If you go to a game and stand up next to him, every high school coach around there will come. They'll come talk to us. They'll come talk to him. It's unbelievable to see and that connect the dots that he has. And he's all about Louisiana. He really is. He has sort of wrapped himself up in that, and he's really been a great success story, from where he started and living in a weight room, at Northwestern, because, he wasn't making no money and didn't have a place to stay, and they didn't really have a spot for him on the staff, but, he convinced them to let him give it a try, and that's how his coaching career got started at Northwestern as a GA, but I don't know if he was making $500 a month, and so he had to live in the weight room.
So he lived in the weight room for a year?
Yeah. When the kids leave when they graduate, a lot of times some of them would throw away, like, box springs and mattresses. Hey, I'm out. Gone. He snatched a box spring and a mattress somebody had thrown out, put that down, lived in the weight room.
Oh my God.
He was living frugal. It was frugal at that point in time, and so he just had some unusual deals, and I think about who he coached around. And he talked about the influence of Jimmy Johnson, of Jimmy hiring him at Miami of Florida.
Yeah.
And then Pete Carroll, at Southern Cal, and having that one season even with Sean Payton with the Saints.
Yeah.
How much of an impact, those guys have today. And, he's a bigger than life personality, especially down here in Louisiana, because you think about it, there's always the local stars and then the national stars. Well, I always knew he was the local star type guy as a coach. But now, you hear more and more stories and things he does away from here. Damn, if he ain't become the national one too. But the Sean McVay story is really funny, and it sounds just like, him. He just so happened to be there. And we've had that happen, because he will always tell me stuff about, man, you got more luck than anybody. But yet it does happen to him too on occasion, and just so happened to be in Los Angeles, just so happened to be at the same hotel McVay is getting married at, and
that's
talking about
incredible.
Him talking to Peter Schrager and all these people, and OBJ, and all these stars that are around McVay, and he became the magnet. And they had the Joe Burrow Foundation charity event. This was 2 Fridays ago. Man, the weather was difficult. I wasn't able to go. And Jimmy Burrow, Joe's dad, that wanted me to be there, but and it really, really the weather skies that opened up, I wasn't able to go. And he showed up over there, and I had some friends of mine said, I tried to just get a picture with him, And because he'll take a picture, he'll stay, and that's the difference between him and Brian Kelly. When they would do the coaches show, basically they had to almost have people get him away from the TJ Ribs because he would stay there, 45 minutes to an hour afterwards, taking pictures and talking to people, everything else. Brian Kelly, as soon as it was over, he was gone. No pictures, no nothing. He was out of there. But Coach O, you'll stay there forever. Talking to people, taking pictures, and hearing everybody's stories, and then he got them himself. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm glad to see him back. And man, you talk about that room is full of personalities.
Yeah.
And when you talk about coaches at LSU, and now you got another one with Ed Orgeron.
Okay, well, let's go over that. So, Lane, Mike, is this Lane Kiffin understanding that to truly win at LSU at the highest level, you've got to fully embrace Louisiana football culture, and nobody represents that culture more than Coach O, which is what you just alluded to?
I think he knows it extremely well, and he knows the people here very, very well. I don't think Coach Kelly quite understood it. I've heard Lane Kiffin talk about it's different down here. And he's right. And no matter where you go in the South, I think it's a distinct, something about that college town or that area that makes it distinct. And I do believe that'll help with Lane. But Lane knows what really gets everybody excited is winning.
Yeah.
And so a big part of this is to bring in a coach that he has recruited and coached 11 first-round pick defensive linemen. But when you think about it, that's a small fraternity of guys that have done that at the collegiate level, 11. And so, I think that's part of it. He's got a young group of defensive tackles here that he knows he needs some help with. And their two defensive line coaches are really more of the defensive end type coaches than interior players coaching. So I think that will certainly help. And also to, Ed, as far as recruiting down here, ain't a lot of them in his zip code. He can recruit. And it is a transactional world. And him and I have talked about that, he preaches that to his sons because he's got a son Tyler, that's at Tulane, who's the tight ends coach.
Nice.
And offensive analyst, but he coaches the tight ends, and his two other sons coach at Miami of Florida with Mario Cristobal. So he has sort of preached to them, hey, you got to move with the times and understand what this is all about, the college game. And, my thing with him is they understand it because of their youth.
Right.
Now you got to understand it.
Right.
And he's like, I understand it fully. But I did ask him, he came on with me last Monday on the show while he was in Mexico. And because somebody had asked me, so listen, question Coach O, would he change coaching the way he coaches, which is hard? Man, he'd get on you in a heartbeat if he comes back. And he was like, that's a silly question, but I'll answer it. He said, I'm not going to change how I coach.
Right.
I'm going to get on you. And if you quit and you want to go somewhere else, hey, that's fine. But I don't want you quitting during a game. And it made a lot of sense to me what he was talking about, that his style of coaching, and man, he jump you in a heartbeat. It don't take much. And he gets on you. And yet, all his former players and I'll talk about, the relationship. And he's always felt that when somebody signs with you and their parents kind of give you sort of control of them, you are like their second dad, and you got to take care of them. And sometimes they do things they shouldn't do. And he's like, come on, Monty boy, you know I ain't done everything right in life. So I'm willing to give you a little pass here and there, but I'm going to get on you
Right.
about doing
You
things
have to.
right. And so his off the field life is well chronicled. So and the players get a kick about that too, because he's sort of part of them. His life is a little bit like with somebody much younger.
Yeah.
So
Same with Lane.
Oh, exactly. And so, and I think maybe that was part of where some people were, okay, bring back the band, but we know what the band did together. And so let's maybe tap the brake on that. But I think that the pros outweighed any part of trepidation about bringing him back. But, boy, I'll be honest with you. While Coach O is thrilled about this, there is one person in the state of Louisiana who's more thrilled than anybody else about it. And that's his mom, Coco Orgeron. Coco is happy that he's back in Louisiana and that he's coaching at LSU.
That's awesome.
You think about your mom in her mid-80s or whatever and gets to see her son back doing what he really wants to do in life. And even though he's almost 65, he got the energy of a guy 30 years old.
Yeah.
He got a lot of energy in him. Put it to you that way. And he's one of the great interviews. I probably have had him on since the start of the 2025 season, probably 7 times. He's gold on the air. You ask him the right question, and he gives you a story. And he told me something I had never heard him say before. And every time I ask him a question, he'll say something that I hadn't heard him say before. And I asked him about Ruben Bain Jr., the first-round pick defensive end from Miami of Florida. And I knew, he had gotten close to Ruben at Miami of Florida. And, Jason Taylor is a guy that's tremendous defensive line coach there. And Coach O has sort of worked with Ruben a little bit. And he told me, who's the first guy to offer him a scholarship? I was at LSU.
Damn.
And I never realized that he was recruiting Ruben Bain Jr., for LSU. And it just so happened to be, his time sort of ran out at LSU and he got pink slipped and he was out of there. But to think of all the former LSU coaches now back at LSU, I think of Johnny Jones, who got fired, he's back. Will Wade, who got fired, he's back. Coach O, who got fired, he's back. James Craig, who was Coach O's offensive line coach, he got fired, he's back as the assistant offensive line coach. Man, we got kind of, it goes to show you, I guess you can go home again.
Yeah. Mike Detillier, LSU insider, good friends with Coach Orgeron, joining us on the Out of Bounds show. Eddie O is joining Lane Kiffin's staff. Mike, were you surprised? So it sounds like he'll coach interior D-line or help there and also be a part of recruiting. It looked like he's only coming on for $100,000, but I guess that's over 7 months. It's not bad. Is that right, or were you surprised at that number and it wasn't more, even though it's kind of a consulting analyst assistant job?
The money part, he had always told me money was not going to be an issue wherever he went. I tell you what was an issue. Man, I ain't coaching in the cold. That's the one time, he sort of, he said, my blood's gotten a little bit too thin throughout the years. He always told me, if I come back coach, I want to coach in the South. And then about a month ago, I see him. He's in Syracuse, New York, coaching young defensive linemen with Dwight Freeney.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what the hell? And so I asked him, hey, your blood thinned out, you're thickened up or what? He was like, well, he said, it ain't like spending December and January in upstate New York. He said, man, it is cold. And Paul Pasqualelli, who hired him at Syracuse after Ed had gotten himself in trouble and got dismissed from Miami of Florida, said first thing I did, I sent him to recruit a guy in the Bronx. He said, "Can you imagine?" He said, "I sent Ed, who had never been there before, and he was like, it was unbelievable." He said, 24 hours later, I get a call from the recruit's mom saying, "My God, I'd love to have that guy coach my son." Because Paul was like, I wonder, this is a guy who has lived 99.9% of his life in the Deep South, and he had coached at Northwestern, at McNeese, at Arkansas, Miami of Florida, and then his job is at Syracuse. You talk about, a flip of the coin, and yet, it went really well with him. Paul says to this day, because he came actually to our Louisiana line camp last year, he's one of the best recruiters I've ever seen in my life. He said he had no idea the landscape of things in New York, in New Jersey, and in that area. But he said, man, turn him loose. He was unbelievable in a house recruiting a young recruit.
Wow. Mike Detillier on the Out of Bounds show, sharing great Eddie O stories. He's back with Lane Kiffin, and we'll see how that goes. I think it'll go well.
And they've assembled a really strong staff, and I've talked about this, that players win. Listen, coaching does help, but players win. And I think the other thing that probably got this on the fast track was that if there's an area of concern, and I'll tell you, I think on offense they'll be fine. Long as Sam Levitt's healthy, they're going to roll. But defensively and up front, that's not an area where they have a lot of talent depth and talent experience. And Deuce Gerald, a true freshman, was running with the ones during spring practice. He's just walked off a high school campus midterm, and he's working with the ones. Richard Anderson, one of the most highly recruited football players in the country, from Edna Carr, he was running with the twos. They don't have a lot of depth at that defensive tackle position interior-wise. I think that was a big part of bringing Ed Ogeron on, to get those guys ready to play. And when you think about that early schedule for LSU, Clemson, and I know they're not ranked in the top 25, but it's still Clemson.
Sure.
And then week 3, that trip to Oxford. And then week 4, you play Texas A&M at home.
Game on. Mike D, we appreciate it. Happy Memorial Day, my man. Have a great weekend.
Thank
Mike
you,
D on the Out of Bounds show. Back in a second.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
Is now awarded.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Lowbound. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9. All set? Let's go. The Zone.
I'll believe in Auburn and love it. War Eagle.
Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Brought to you by Key City Beer at Martin's in Livingston. I was there yesterday. You have Jack Bourgeois and the Key City Beer crew out of Vicksburg have several taps at Martin's in Livingston. You can find it at Fleetway Market, grocery stores, damn near 80-90% of the bars and restaurants around town. And it's award-winning beer. The Mississippi Queen is the blonde ale. It's fabulous. Mr. Sippy is the Pilsner. It's fantastic. And Mi Vida, M-I and then V-I-D-A, is the Mexican lager. We have it on tap. It's delicious. Jack Bourgeois brought some in. And then Curse is, what would you say? They're the red
Irish red ale, yeah.
Irish red ale, yeah.
Killian's was a beer back in the day that hit this market.
That's right.
We talked about that. We've unintentionally filled a void that Killian's left. There's a lot of unhappy customers, and just the Irish red's always been one of our favorite styles. That toffee, caramel, super malt forward.
And it's super drinkable.
Very drinkable.
I mean, so Key City Curse. C-U-R-S-E.
Yes,
Key
sir.
City Curse. Yeah. All right, Irish red ale, which I was telling a story earlier. Last time I was at Briar Patch a couple of weeks ago, sorry. And I had to smash a cheeseburger. They had Curse on tap, and I had a Key City Curse with that amazing cheeseburger that they do at the Briar Patch. And it was fantastic. Jack Bourgeois, single man, VP of sales for Key City out of Vicksburg, Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Yes, sir.
Joining us on the Out of Bounds Show. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Just wrapping up event season, or festival season as we call it in the beer industry.
Busy.
Got to take a break. Luckily got sick for a few weeks after event season, so I've been recovering from that. Promise I'm good now, but the voice is still a little froggy.
I mean, when you're a single man and you got 17 girlfriends,
yeah, right.
It just happens, right? Right, Jay Meadows?
Yeah, do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. That's a rougher industry. The dating industry is a little bit rougher than the beer industry, I'll tell you that. It's hard out here in Mississippi.
It's hard out here on these streets.
It is.
It's mean on these.
It is, but
it's not the Twitter streets anymore.
The beer is going very well. I can sell the beer way more than I can sell myself, apparently.
I don't believe it.
It's definitely true. I'm way better at one than the other. That's why I'm 35 and single.
Hey, I mean,
thank you.
It just depends on where you're selling yourself at. I mean, if you're selling yourself in the right spot, Jack, that's where we got to go.
That's right.
It's Mississippi. It's not. There's not a whole lot of people here.
Hey,
so
Jack Bourgeois
I love it, but
is going to take over Finian's when y'all open it back up.
He is,
and he's going to be
come whole court.
Yeah. Come on.
See, I could use a side gig. I don't know about another main.
Dude, it's not even a word. You just
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that 90-hour-a-week thing anymore.
You just come.
I killed myself doing that last time.
Pick you up a lady or three.
I wish I could barely keep up with
a lady.
I could barely
or
keep
three.
up with my animals, much less ladies.
How many? I know you're dating someone now, which is great, straight funk. But how many? What was the largest number of females you were dating at the same time?
We capped
college
out.
or after college.
You trying to get him in trouble right now?
We capped out at 3.
Okay.
We made a hard out at 3.
Yeah. You remember in college when you were juggling more than one?
Jeez. And all that free time?
If you got to 2 or 3,
time?
you know, that was insanity.
It was a
in a good way.
For the most part.
Yeah. See, y'all had phone. We had it better.
Yeah, y'all didn't have phones.
We didn't have phones.
That's huge.
It's Greatest
Yeah.
thing ever.
Oh.
We had answer machines. That's it.
A pager would have been great.
Phenomenal. Nobody knew you were a ghost. Couldn't be tracked.
Dude, I would have killed
I even think back to like when I was in college and going to school, it was way different than it is now.
It is.
As
No
far as
doubt.
people whipping out their phones.
Both of
and
y'all,
you
y'all are the
can't-
same age.
You couldn't be as silly back, or you
Right.
couldn't be silly now as you were back then.
Do you understand
'cause it's
how
gonna be on-
well
it's
I
gonna be on
could
the
have
internet.
cheated back then? Like I'd have been the best cheater ever.
Oh,
With Chat GP, dude,
terrible.
I'd have cheated so well.
we call it resourceful.
That's it. That's it. We don't use that C word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, resourceful.
Resourceful, which they should let students do at every level. They would learn more.
What do we do every
Let's
day?
make everybody, let's isolate
Resource.
and make them individuals. Dumb. That's why grad school was so amazing. They were like, all right, you're going to get in groups and teams and figure things out. Yeah.
Shocker.
This is the way life goes.
Hey, you're right.
Jack and I have talked about Key City Beer for years. How are we going to grow the brand? We do it together, not by ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
we appreciate the help.
And Jack, I've watched their team when I go to and we're going to do another remote there this year. I've watched their team collaborate on what they want to do. This whole thing where everybody needs to sit at, I'm going to stop.
You're so right.
All right. Bo Bounds, Jack Bourgeois, Straight Funk on the Out of Bounds show. Key City Beer at Burgers Blues Barbecue, B3. Martin's in Livingston. Taste Italian Kitchen. And there's a million other spots. I was at McBee's a couple of weeks ago. They're everywhere. And then you can find them in grocery stores and Fleetway Market and so on. And a lot of it's because of this man, Jack Bourgeois. And of course, Zach's done an amazing job.
Yeah, I get no
leading the
credit
team.
for how good the beer tastes, and I think it sells itself. So
It
like
does
I said,
sell
I
itself.
got the easiest job in all of Jackson. It's pretty good. If not, the
You know how
state.
many people come up to me and they don't have to and say, I really like Key City Beer? They don't.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Right.
I mean,
it's like when somebody says, I enjoyed the show, they don't understand how much it means to me.
I think you've helped pave the way for the marketing and the brand recognition that we get now. I think it's definitely in thanks to this show and the amazing
We're in.
deals and help you've given us over the years is muchly deeply appreciated.
Well, you're part of Mississippi Entrepreneurs, Mississippi Tourism, Mississippi Economic Development. This is all the stuff we're in.
Yeah.
It's true. So, and your place over in Vicksburg is amazing. That is a beautiful bar and restaurant
Thank you.
and brewery.
Thank you. We take a lot of pride in it.
I love it. On Washington Street, I love the character of the bar. I love that sunroom, outdoor space. It's all great. All right, what am I sipping on right now? Well, we just talked about it. Let's do it again. What do we got?
We've got our Irish Red, Kilkenny's Curse.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers, man. Like I said, toffee, caramel, malt forward, but very, very drinkable. The one good thing about our beers, for a lot of those styles that are a little on the heavier side, we reduce all the gluten that pulls all the excess yeast, protein, all those microparticulates that sit super heavy. So we've eliminated that bloated, heavy craft beer feeling. So our stouts, our red ales, our double IPAs are a lot more drinkable. That's why a lot of people know we call it the learning the lesson of death.
Yeah.
Our double IPA, 9.5%, death on two legs, is delicious, but it's extremely drinkable compared to some other double IPAs that are out there on the market or imperial IPAs that sit a little heavier in the gut. So you drink 2 or 3 of them, and you can drink 2 or 3 of them and not get bloated full. But then you stand up and you're like, "Whoa!"
This is a great cheeseburger beer.
It is. We've talked about this before. This is the beer I cook with the most.
That makes
Deglaze
sense.
in the pan. I marinated a tri-tip with it last week.
I just got a tri-tip from Martin's Market.
What is that?
You know
Well,
what
it's
tri-tip
called
is?
an
3 tips.
unbelievable piece of protein.
It is. So
Do you
so
smoke
I
it then
will
sear
say-
it?
No. So I sear. So you sear it. You almost burn it on all 4 sides.
Okay.
Wrap it in foil and set it off to the side. That is the California way of doing a tri-tip.
Okay. We got to talk about that on the other
It is
side.
considered a California cut, so it is our brisket.
Cali boys.
That's it. That's exactly what Joseph said. Okay. Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer, live in studio. You can watch us on YouTube channel. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Back in a second. Oh, man. Let's hear from Mike Tomlin.
Never say never, but never.
Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by Key City Beer. Call for it at your restaurant, bar. You can find it at grocery stores and service stations, including Fleetway Market. I may not have poured that well. And the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt, because Jack Bourgeois, who's a single man and the lead sales dog for Key City Beer out of Vicksburg, just watched me pour that beer in a stein, and he was thinking that was not awesome. I should have tilted it more. I know how to do it.
He poured it a little fast. It's all right.
Yeah. Poured it a little fast. I've got a little here for the cameras. Make sure to watch Jack Bourgeois on camera. He's single and a good-looking man and knows how to sell great beer. This is the Mr. Sippy, and it's their Pilsner. It's delicious, super drinkable. Mr. Sippy Pilsner. The big four, I mean, look, people love an IPA, a dark stout, a double this, that, and those are wonderful every now and then. But they're four horsemen of their Mississippi Queen, super drinkable. Mr. Sippy, super drinkable. Curse. And, of course, we talk about Mi Vida, their Mexican lager is great. So, crushing it, award-winning Key City Beer in Vicksburg. Jack?
Cheers.
Cheers, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got to go over this tri-tip thing again a little bit more. I was crunched for time. All right, now we got
I am
time.
a tri-tip expert. I may consider myself the premier tri-tip expert in the state. I'm not going to lie. I definitely can say I've cooked more than anybody else here in the state.
I don't think there's any question. And I picked up a tri-tip from Martin's Market.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday. I haven't cooked it. I got their ribeye. It was fabulous. All right. So walk me through. You get a tri-tip, and I like how you said it. California claims that cut, and it's the brisket. It's your brisket of the South.
Yeah, it's the West Coast brisket.
Okay.
It's our main cut. It is our premier cut. If you ask anybody back in the West Coast, California, they will choose that over anything else, over brisket, over filet. That's what we like to do. Super easy to do, easy to mess up, but also it's one of the easiest pieces of meat.
Give me the simplest way. All right. Give me the simplest way to get the tri-tip, because I like mine rare to medium rare. So give me the simplest way on how to do this.
Bare bones. First thing I do, marinate your tri-tip.
Okay.
Best thing you can do is marinate your tri-tip to give it that extra little bit of juice in there. There's all kinds of things you can do. Like I said, I did mine with Curse last week.
Which is smart.
And some garlic herb marinade. But yeah, you sear it on all four sides. I'm a charcoal guy till I die. If I'm not using the smoker, it's charcoal. I do not believe in propane. But yeah, sear it on all four. Sear it on all four sides. Cake it in whatever seasoning you want. I like Montreal seasoning. That's what I typically use. That and a lot of garlic. Sear it on all four sides. Almost burn it because you just want to seal in those juices. Wrap it in about 2 or 3 layers of foil and just put it off to the side. Give it about an hour on the grill. That's all you really need. 45 minutes to an hour. But yeah, 125, 130 internal. Pull it off. Let it rest for about half hour. Pull it out of the foil for about 5 minutes before you cut it. You're still going to lose a lot of juice. There's no way not to when you get it encased in that foil. But yeah, that's the way you do a tri-tip. Unless you're smoking it, then you can go a different route.
Okay.
But yeah, for the easy way, I know a lot of local grocery stores are starting to carry tri-tip or kind of pick up the trend. And I can take a little credit for that.
I love it.
But
trendsetter.
I am.
Jack Bourgeois.
I will take credit for this. You can ask Morgan's Meats in Vicksburg. I made them start carrying it, and a bunch of other places, Super Juniors, Kroger now, corner markets. They've all kind of got on board with this lately.
Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer enthusiast, and tri-tip trendsetter on the Out of Bounds Show. plus Tampa Bay Buccaneers Insider, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. All right, let's switch gears. Your beer's great. Go buy Key City Beer, try it, love on it, all that.
Thank you.
I was listening to an NFL podcast. Did you know we're getting Wednesday night football Thanksgiving week?
I heard about that. I did not know that was locked in this year.
Locked in.
Oh, love it.
So they debated doing a doubleheader on Friday.
Yeah.
They've already got the mid-afternoon game. And they decided to get – so the debate was an earlier game on Friday, like 11 a.m., I guess, or Wednesday night. They decided to go with Wednesday night, and then they'll do the games on Thursday. Last year, the Lions game on Thanksgiving, $47 million. The Cowboys game, $57 million. And so now we get Wednesday. I know you're a huge NFL fan. Now we get Wednesday night football.
Yeah, we can make it 7 days a week. As long as it makes sense for the athletes, as long as those guys are getting the bye week the week before, I think that's what's kind of necessary, which is still would be a pretty early bye week.
Yeah.
You got to make sure those players have time to let their bodies recover, or else we're going to end up with really bad football at the end of the year with injuries. But and you don't want to see that. We watched that happen with the AFC Championship. It was kind of a bust because of injuries. Right. So you want to try and avoid that at all costs. But yeah, the more football, the better every night. I know
Broncos, Patriots.
Yeah, I know that some of the other sports do not like that or don't appreciate that or want their shine, especially college football. You're kind of eating into that because they take some of those days.
Right.
But those are usually,
part
not
of
the
it.
Biggest games anyways.
See, it doesn't,
Ohio State isn't playing on a Wednesday or,
I can do both.
Friday.
Yeah.
I
mean, this is not hard.
Most of us have two TVs now.
That's
in the
right.
living room.
So this whole thing, the game's the game. Put them on. Let's roll.
Yeah.
I'll pick which one I want to watch, or like you said, I'll put two on.
Yeah.
Which is easy.
Yeah, we can split the TVs now. We got this.
March Madness with multiple TVs. It wasn't difficult as you. And sometimes I'll have SEC baseball on, but I'll be watching a documentary or a show so that I can just, because baseball's you don't have to follow every pitch unless you're Wes, which is great. All right. So what else did I take? What was my other takeaway? The Jets and the Titans and the Cardinals and the Raiders and one other team doesn't have anything in prime. Can't remember if it was the Jags or the Saints.
New Orleans only has one.
Okay. The Saints did have one. Then it was one other team.
Dolphins didn't get one.
Dolphins, Jets, Raiders, Titans, Cardinals.
Yeah,
I think I got it right.
Saints don't deserve one.
Yeah.
One. I can't believe they did that to you guys.
They don't deserve it. What do they deserve a primetime game for?
It's an up and coming team. Why am I
No, you gotta deserve
happier with your team than you are right now?
Because we drafted poorly and
whoa.
When I came in here last time, I said Jordan Tyson was the guy I didn't want y'all to draft. And that's who you guys got. You also got
you like Jordan Tyson.
I love Jordan Tyson.
Okay.
He is the issue is they're an injury prone team with a bunch of very injury prone players, and they drafted the most injury prone wide receiver.
So who is that on? Strength and conditioning? What's going on?
I think that's bad. Well, that's drafting. I mean, you have Chris Olave who's been injured. You drafted a very injury prone quarterback who's never finished a full season. And then Jordan Tyson. But Jordan Tyson is the best wide receiver to come out of the draft in the last couple of years. Oscar Delp, I think, is somebody here you're going to be really surprised with. He's very good. He was my number 2 overall tight end.
I like the tight end.
I think with his speed and Kellen Moore's offense, he's going to be more productive than Kenyon Sadiq for the Jets.
I like that.
I'm calling that right now.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they had one of the best drafts in the they took all of my guys.
They did have a pretty good draft. I just don't like Tyson.
He's the best. He is clearly the best wide receiver.
About Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State to the Saints, and he doesn't like Steve Sarkisian with Texas. I don't know what the deal is. There's somebody else too.
I mean, there's a Texas fan.
Oh, he doesn't like Arch Manning. He's not a believer in Arch Manning.
All right. Well, I am also a Texas fan.
I know. I figured.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that. I know. Yeah, we've got a few more minutes left to go in the show. Brought to you by Key City Beer, Mississippi Queen, Mr. Sippy, Curse, and Me Vita. Check out Key City Beer, grocery stores, service stations, Fleetway Market, bars, and restaurants. Back in a second.
Anyone else?
Younger.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
All right. We're going to wrap it up strong going into Memorial Day weekend. We are the Out of Bounds Show. You can watch the show on YouTube. YouTube channel's on fire. Out of Bounds Sports. Really appreciate it if you go there and check it out. Subscribe. Jackson's got 1 million hours in it. He revamped it last November. Did it again a couple months ago. It looks great. It's popping. We've got content on there for days that's timeless since March. Bar 2, talking college football, NFL, Luganville, Detillier, Palazzolo. Who?
Ed Werder.
Ed Werder on George Pickens. And the fact that he and Jerry Jones may get into it this summer, which would be typical Jerry to hijack the team again, like he does every year, post Jimmy Johnson. Bo Bounds. I'm Bo Bounds. Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer, straight out of Vicksburg, and straight funk with you on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bourgeois has been in Arkansas?
Yeah. I was in Buffalo River, Arkansas a couple weeks back.
Trout fishing? Or what were you?
Yeah, not trout fishing.
Okay, just
not that area, but fishing, camping, hiking.
Okay.
A little drinking. Some
well,
cooking.
yeah.
Yeah, we cooked. We ate and drank very, very well up there.
Ooh, isn't that fun?
Yeah. I was probably the best salmon I've ever cooked was on that fire.
Ooh, I love salmon.
Yeah.
Salmon.
Found a little trick. I found lemon pepper.
Flora Butcher has salmon that he orders from Europe. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Find orange pepper in the seasoning aisle.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. It's a game changer.
Whoa.
But I did some garlic herb butter.
Is it orange?
Right on the fire. Yeah, like
It's
actual
orange?
orange shade. Yeah, it's like lemon pepper, but orange pepper.
Dude.
On the salmon. Oh
Careful.
my god.
Dude.
It was incredible.
Yeah, the colors.
Especially being out in the middle of nowhere, no cell reception, and you're still eating really good.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things. Is eat like a king out there.
And you're about an hour and a half north of Little Rock?
Yeah, about that. I think it's about an hour to Buffalo River, and then where we were at took about 45 minutes to get into. It's all dirt roads.
Okay.
To get down to where we want to be. So
Okay.
Far away
You need
from
to
people
take
as possible.
Jackson Meadows needs to experience a trip like that at some point.
I am.
Something
wildlife.
tells me he's never roughed it before.
Are you kidding me? I am wildlife. That's what I've done. That's what I did. I was a hippie for a long time.
But were you a fake hippie?
Have you ever primitive camped before?
Yeah, I was a tree hugger.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you went
My
total
apologies,
granola?
My apologies.
We were granola hard for at least like 3 years.
Did you shower?
Yes. I mean, you got?
Did you really?
Oh yeah. Well, I shower?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I had long hair.
Okay.
My hair was still long. No, I wasn't going with that shit. Even when we went to music festivals, you rough it out there. You
Ugh,
pay
that
the
sounds terrible.
$30 to take a shower. I'm paying the $30.
Oh, I'll pay $100 to take a shower.
I don't know where that threshold is,
Right?
But it's high.
You damn right it is.
I mean, showers are clutch.
They are clutch.
Well, you had a $30.
I didn't know that but thank you.
You had a $15 cold shower and a $30, choose hot or cold. You had the little handle.
Really?
Great racket.
Dang.
I mean, you got 120,000 people on a camping ground.
What do you think the net is? How many people
God.
pay to get a shower?
Well, you give them
6,000?
You get wristbands.
15,000?
You can pay $100 for a wristband or $75 for a wristband and shower the whole week. That's the move, obviously. But I mean, the majority of people don't shower.
That's gross.
It's tough.
Yeah, those lanky music.
Dude, it's the ones out in actually the worst ones out there in the backwoods of Arkansas, Mulberry Mountain, no doubt.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Mulberry Mountain. I haven't been there.
It's a
sounds like a hippie
haven't
commune.
been.
It is. It's a commune.
I haven't checked out as much of Arkansas as I need to.
I think it's awesome.
I need to go up
It
where
is
Bourgeois
so
is.
pretty.
It's absolutely amazing.
I grew up going to
And hell,
Yosemite.
Fayetteville and all that, Northwest Arkansas is amazing, but
It is.
I've only been to Jonesboro and Little Rock.
Hot Springs is cool.
Love
Yeah.
Hot
I love
Springs.
Hot Springs.
That's where we used to vacation every year for our birthdays. A bunch of
That's
us
a
in
great
the
spot.
brewery, we all have birthdays around the same time.
Nice.
And we go every year. And now I think we're moving. It's going to be Buffalo River for. I'm probably going back in a few weeks. That's how beautiful it is.
That's
It's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. That's cool. Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer out of Vicksburg. We're drinking the Mississippi Queen,
Yes, sir.
Blondale.
Yep.
Tell us about. I think this is your best. First of all, you'll have I love all four of your four horsemen.
Thank you.
And all the different ones that you do. But well, is it me, Vita? I'm week to week, but right now, at 9:36, Mississippi Queen is my favorite. Tell our listeners, because it's super drinkable. Tell our listeners about it.
Man, it is one of Mississippi's favorite beers. We appreciate all of our other fellow breweries letting us get that name, and I'm not sure how Mississippi Queen wasn't. So I think the name recognition on the beer alone kind of sells itself when you see it on the menu. But yeah, it is our number one seller, one of the top selling products in our industry here in the state of Mississippi, and we're very, very proud of it. Crisp, clean, easy drinking blonde ale.
Mm-hmm.
It transitions to the light. It talks to the light beer audience of Mississippi.
Yeah,
this will forever be a light beer drinking state, so you certainly have to cater your product to those people. And trying to convert as many light beer drinkers into local craft as possible.
Right.
I think all of us, in this beer industry in Mississippi are trying to do that. And that's the bridge you have to do. So it's fresh bread, biscuity, finishes with like a little unripe strawberry sweetness to it. It is such a good beer. But for us, what's funny is, we drink Vita. Vita is our number one drinker in house. For all of us in the brewery,
Vita?
we drink Vita.
All right, we still got a couple of minutes.
That's our baby. But as far as the market demands it, Mississippi Queen is their favorite for us.
Hey,
so, and we're okay with it. It pays the bills.
We give the people what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer, Zach and the team in Vicksburg doing a great job. Check out their eatery, restaurant, bar, beautiful place in Vicksburg, Key City. It's just got a ton of character, cool vibe.
Yeah,
love the bar. Goodness, that's just
got to come see some music.
Yeah.
We still haven't got you out to watch one of the bands, or we do local jam sessions every other week. We do a local jam session Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So anybody out there, please grab your instruments and come hang out and play. And we've got some pretty amazing talent there in Vicksburg. But yeah, music Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got our insanely delicious brunch menu on Sundays from 11 to 3, I believe, 11 to 2. So yeah, definitely worth coming, making the drive out. Anybody wants to bug me, I'll give a brewery tour too as well. So
yeah, especially if there's any single ladies out there that want a brewery tour. Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer, out of Vicksburg, right here on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. All right, we're wrapping it up. We got to cut it early today. We'll end with one question. If you had an opportunity to get Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott, who do you want?
Baker all day. Sorry, guys.
You have lost your mind.
Sorry, guys. I'm a loyalist. And, All
right. Love you, buddy. Jack Bourgeois, Key City Beer. Check it out this weekend. Key City Beer, Fleetway Market, and the 20 Fleetway Markets, or 25. Grocery stores, all kinds of different places. Bars, restaurants, Key City Beer. Jack Bourgeois will join us again. He may cook a tri-tip for us this summer.
I think I'm going to have to.
I'll buy it. He cooks it. We're going to send him home with some Wickers or Jonesy Q seasoning. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. For Straight Funk, I'm your host, Bo Bounds, Jack Bourgeois. Thanks for listening to ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Thanks, guys.